resume. We got Antoine Walker back with us now, but Nick, let me start with you. How will LeBron's legacy be impacted after his first-round exit?
Well, you know, yesterday I joked that it should help his legacy if they lost, because we know the only thing worse, the worst thing that can happen to an NBA player is not missing the playoffs, is not losing in the first round. It's losing in the finals. It's winning 3 rounds and then losing in the championship round. And if that sounds absurd to you, it should, because it's obviously a ludicrous contention. Yet it's one folks have made to disparage LeBron for the better part of a decade. And so should losing in the first round help his legacy? Of course not. But it does crystallize how remarkable it's been that he hasn't prior to this loss in the first round. Michael Jordan, who is the standard everyone holds LeBron against, oddly, the folks need to realize if you want to make an argument LeBron's not the GOAT, you should actually compare him to Kareem. The Kareem argument's the stronger one versus LeBron, but that's neither here nor there. Michael lost in the first round 3 times. And I know my buddy Kevin Wildes is going to be like, but it's not fair because those teams were better than Michael's. Okay, so how did Michael look in the playoffs then at this point in his career? Well, we'll never know because Michael didn't make the playoffs after year 13. Oh, but Michael went to college. What about at his age? Well, Michael didn't make the playoffs after age 35. LeBron, of course, is in year 18 and age 36. And we can go down the list. Like Larry Bird lost in the first round, didn't make the playoffs after year 13. I don't think after age 35. Magic Johnson, aside from the year he came back after the 5-year hiatus, he didn't make the playoffs after age 31 or year 13. He lost in the first round once. Kobe lost in the first round twice. And Kobe's an interesting one because Kobe, what would have been this version of Kobe, he got hurt right at the end of the year and didn't play in the playoff series where they got swept out, which would have been his final playoff appearance. KD's lost in the first round. Steph's lost in the first round. Tim Duncan lost the first round 5 times. And none of those guys, except for Duncan, were playing in the playoffs after age 35. And none of them were in the playoffs after year 13. LeBron is age 36, year 18. So, Antoine, if we're being fair, this is a line item on the resume. I don't know that we will be fair about it, at least in the short term, so people will say this will disqualify LeBron from GOAT discussion, even though everyone else in the GOAT discussion or near to it has multiple first-round exits and was done playing by this point in their lives.
Well, Nick, I mean, I love the fact that you tried to create all these different stats and things to defend LeBron James getting eliminated in the first round. But the LeBron legacy doesn't change after last night, after him losing. He's still going to be the second best player to ever play this game behind Michael Jordan. That doesn't change with him losing in the first round. But also you got to look at, too, what I took from it in his legacy, it gave me a chance to just stop. He's been so dominant and dominated the league and going to the finals and winning championships, you know, over the last 14 years that it gave me a time to stop and think about LeBron's career and what he's accomplished. And I think that's what we should be celebrating right now. We got an opportunity to watch a guy go on a tremendous run and win some championships and get to the finals 10, 11 times. Incredible. We may not never see that again. So you got to always, you know, be appreciative of that. But also, too, Nick, we got to realize, too, LeBron James is coming towards the end. The exit sign is on the door. When you look at the last 2 out of 3 years, he's been hurt and he's missed long periods of time. That's Father Time, and LeBron takes care of his body better than anybody we've ever seen. But you got the injury the first year with the Lakers where he missed 20 games. Then obviously he wins the championship in a really weird bubble season. And then this year he missed with a high ankle sprain. So we have to start to think about the exit time. I got a chance to play against Michael Jordan his last 2 years with the Wizards. He was still effective. He wasn't Michael Jordan. I don't know if that's LeBron. If LeBron James is not competing for championships, I don't know what he's still playing the game for unless he's chasing numbers. Oof. So we have to start to think about those things for LeBron. It's at the point now. It's either I want to win championships or I'm going to chase numbers. That's the point we get to with LeBron. And the hardest thing for any athlete, we all went through this, and Brandon, you understand that. When you play, it's hard to leave the game we love, especially when LeBron James is still better than 90% of the league at year 17, 18. So it's very hard to leave. But it's time. It may be time to hit that exit stage left now, Nick. It may be over with. You know, and I don't want LeBron to kill his legacy, not getting to the playoffs, not catching Michael Jordan in the negative phase, getting eliminated in the first round. Leave when you're on top. There's too many athletes that don't leave while they're on top. They always want a little bit more. And I don't know if the Lakers can do that. I don't know if AD's that partner. I don't know if AD's committed like that to do that to help him get another one. So we have to think about those things now. But his legacy is still the same. He's going to be the second greatest player to ever play the game behind Michael Jordan.
So the injury thing, I think, is a good point, obviously. You went 15 years with never getting hurt, and then year 16, he tears his groin. Year 18, he gets hurt again. I do put the groin and the ankle in different categories because the Solomon Hill falls into his ankle. That, to me, is more of a freak injury than an age thing. Now, if you want to argue he would have recovered from it quicker if he wasn't 36 years old in year 18, I think that's a fair point. But Antoine said something wild there that was like totally jarring for me because we're talking about legacies. Antoine, you said you played against Jordan? You played against Jordan when he was a Wizard? So
I played against him when he was a Celtic and a Wizard.
When you so wait, Wild. Michael Jordan played for the Wizard. How did they do in the playoffs?
Yeah, he did.
With the Wizards.
He didn't do great, but he averaged 20
they didn't get bounced in the first round. 20 points. Oh, so he had 20. Wait, hold on. I'm confused. I'm so confused. Wait, no. Hold on. Wait a minute. Because we're talking legacy, and you just said LeBron's the second greatest player. So Michael Jordan, when he was playing for the Wizards, he had less wear on his tires, less minutes, less games played than LeBron has right now. And they missed the playoffs, and he averaged 20 a game, Wilds, and that's a good that's good. Because LeBron just averaged 24 a game in the playoffs that they made.
We don't want to get
and it's the worst series he's played. I'm just confused. I don't understand.
Let's look at the rosters.
Oh, Jordan didn't have enough help. Oh, he didn't have enough help. Okay, I got it.
No, he did not. Can you name the second best player on that team?
Okay.
Can you name the second best player on the Wizards team? Yes.
Yes. Well, I can tell you this much about him. He scored the same amount of points in the playoffs those 2 years as Michael did, 0. But again, I just forgot. Wilds, I'm sorry. I was embarrassed. I'm just embarrassed because I do consider myself a basketball historian, and I had forgotten Michael Jordan played for the Wizards because we would never bring that up to disparage him. We shouldn't do it. It would be rude, and it's unfair. So go ahead, LeBron. Sorry.
All right, I'm going to take an opposite turn. I agree with Antoine a little bit here that I think yesterday's loss almost helps his legacy because it makes us take a breath and look at everything he's done and not take for granted the fact that he was able to take teams by his lonesome, basically, and carry them through the playoffs. And now he can't do it, not only because he's a little bit older, but he also wasn't injured, but certainly hurt. So I think this could actually cause the world to be like, wow, we always talk about don't take LeBron for granted, but I think now we actually can. But the question I have for you is this, Nick. How much more do you think we have of LeBron being the greatest player in the world? Do you think he enters next year as the greatest player in the world? Because we ended the bubble saying, we want our respect, Rob. Where do you think he places now in your top 10 of active players, healthy?
Well, I think he goes into next year the same place he went into, not this year, but last year, which is having to earn it all over again. After his first year with the Lakers, Brandon, I still thought he was the best player in basketball. But the national media didn't even think he was the best player in Los Angeles. Kawhi was. And a healthy Durant was better than him. And Giannis was better than him. I think, you earn that title in the postseason. And so I think LeBron, if he wants to be unanimously considered the best player in the world again, he has to go earn it again next year. I think everyone will say a healthy LeBron is one of the 5 best players, but people always have 10 guys in that 5 best player list. So I do think LeBron has to go re-earn it again next season. I think he can, but yeah, I don't think he goes into next season, Brandon, where the consensus is, like it was at the beginning of this season, oh, LeBron's still the best player in the world.
Right. All right. So we're talking legacy, LeBron James. And this is the part of television that I absolutely hate. Look, for me, if LeBron James, if he wins one more title, and it's hard for me to say this because I grew up watching Michael Jordan. My kids never seen Michael Jordan play a game, but they walk around talking about Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan. My son is 6 years old, and since he was 4, he shoots at our hoop, and he's saying Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan. No, he does say LeBron James as well. He says Kobe, but Michael Jordan is the name that, you know, that gets cascaded through my house all the time. So it's hard for me to say this. If LeBron James wins one more title, he will be the greatest of all time. Like 100%. Like, why are we sitting here arguing about who LeBron James is after 18 years? Walk, you know this, and you tapped on this a little bit, but for a guy to play 18 years at this level and also be in great health, now he had his moments like we all do throughout his career, but we're talking about a guy who's consistently delivered year after year. Look what he's done on the court. Look how he's transformed organizations. Look what he did off the court. Man, LeBron James is phenomenal. He doesn't have to defend anything. And for anybody going on national television today, on sports TV, on radio, whatever, and they're actually saying the opposite about LeBron James, you're absolutely wrong, and you make no sense, and you're actually, excuse me, you're dumb. You're dumb. Like, why are we still having this conversation? This comes down to AD. That's the most disappointing thing about all of this is LeBron James doesn't have to go out there and score 30 points. AD's supposed to be the guy that's